We all change when you think about it. We're all different people all through our lives. And that's okay. That's good. As long as you keep moving. As long as you remember all the people that you used to be. My life story is not perfect. It's not pretty. It's messy and dark in places, and I'm still figuring out who I am and what God's plan is for me. But I know I'm not who I used to be. I was born into a Christian home and raised in the church. I had always just assumed that I was a Christian because my parents were Christians, and I went to church every Sunday and went to Bible studies and did all the right things that Christians are supposed to do. But my faith was never my own. When I got a little older, I started questioning the religious things that my family and I always did. And I couldn't see any reason to do all the good things that all the Christians were doing. And so I turned completely away from Christianity and away from God. I started looking for meaning and purpose in my life in other places. I felt pretty empty and tried to fill that with relationships with other people or with doing things that made me feel happy, but nothing ever satisfied the gnawing hunger that I had for something more, something better. But in my sinful stubbornness, I never even thought of turning to God. And so the emptiness turned to despair. If there was no meaning to life, what was the point of living it? At this point, I started going to a church in Reno called Living Stones. At first I liked it because it was more modern and fun than any of the other churches that my family and I had gone to in the past. I started attending the youth group because it seemed like it would be fun. However, slowly but surely, God softened my hard heart to hear his beautiful gospel, the good news I had heard my entire life but had never really thought about, the message of Jesus Christ's death and resurrection, taking all of the sins that everyone has and ever will commit, and reconciling us to God if we only believe. It was like an epiphany. I looked at the world with new eyes, finally seeing everything for the way it really was. Suddenly, I was struck by how beautiful our lives truly are, and I wanted to know more, so much more, about everything, now that I had found the truth. And I guess after that, I became a Christian. It didn't happen at any one time that I can pinpoint. There was no moment where I suddenly realized that my life and heart were changed. I often struggled with the simplicity of the gospel message, that I didn't have to do anything to redeem myself from the pit of darkness, except repent and place my faith in God. But as Eustace Scruggs said in The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, no matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't do it myself. Then he came towards me. It sort of hurt, but it was a good pain. The next big change in my life was moving to California, the summer before junior year. I was passionately against it, but God used that change to get me out of the darkness and into his marvelous light. I started going to a new church where I had people to keep me accountable, people I could trust to help me walk in the path of righteousness. Then I started coming to Cornerstone. That was the biggest change in my life. The majority of my class has been going to Cornerstone for most of their lives. I'm sorry. Or at least much longer than I have. But I have loved every moment of the brief time. Thank you. Okay, so I have been a part of this family. I have learned so much and have had some of the best times of my life with these wonderful people. I want to thank my parents for always keeping me focused and for caring about me even when I made it hard. Thank you to my grandparents and the rest of my family for always being there for me and loving me unconditionally. Thank you to Mr. Ettinger for teaching me the most important things and showing me the wonder of God. Thank you to my fantastic, amazing, hilarious, brilliant class. You are my family and my best friends. I have loved the short time that I have been able to be a part of your lives. A quote from Winnie the Pooh: If there ever is a tomorrow when we're not together, there is something you must always remember. You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. But the most important thing is, even if we're apart, I'll always be with you. Thank you for everything. So this has been my story so far. I don't want to leave this wonderful time of my life, but I know that God has even greater things in store. As one of my favorite movies says, all stories, even the ones we love, must eventually come to an end. And when they do, it's only an opportunity for another story to begin.